I call the noble Lord Sarfraz.
My lords, it is with great pleasure that I stand to give my first contribution in your lordship's house. I would like to congratulate the noble Baroness Lady Hayman for her very thoughtful maiden speech. I haven't been a member long, but I've learnt that this house is full of very kind and generous people who have been incredibly welcoming to me. I would like to thank the wonderful doorkeepers, Blackrod, the Clerk of the Parliaments, and all the staff for their warm welcome. I'm very grateful to them, as well as to my supporters, my noble friends, Lord Goldsmith of Richmond Park and Lord Chaudhry. I'm particularly grateful to the Prime Minister for giving me an opportunity to be part of your Lordship's house. I've learnt about the procedures of this house from my whip, my noble friend Lord Borwick, and my mentor, my noble friend Lord Lee of Hurley. And there's a tremendous amount I hope to learn from members of this House across all parties who have had such distinguished and diverse careers. My lords, I grew up in Pakistan in a family with a tradition of military service. Both of my grandfathers were officers in the British India Army, and my father was commissioned as a naval officer at the Britannia Royal Naval College. I couldn't serve in the military because I have asthma, but I now have the opportunity to serve in a different way from the floor of this House. I understand that maiden speeches are meant to be uncontroversial, so I'll keep my contribution short and sweet. In global Britain, entrepreneurs in the technology industry will play a huge role. I'm a proud member of the ethnic minority community of the United Kingdom and would like to work with my own community so we can continue to make important contributions in the global economy. For example, the CEOs of Google, Microsoft, IBM, MasterCard, and Adobe, amongst many others, are all from ethnic minorities. My lords, I refer to my interest in technology venture capital as set out in the register. We in the United Kingdom have been at the forefront of innovation for centuries. Many people believe that venture capital was invented in Silicon Valley, but actually it was invented in Birmingham. In the 18th century, members of the Lunar Society would meet monthly to discuss, demo, and fund the greatest technology innovations of their time. In my career, I had the privilege of observing that one of the determining factors of success and failure is entrepreneurs having access to a strong domestic market. As global as technology markets are, entrepreneurs who can quickly and easily build a foundation in domestic markets are often the ones who have the necessary platform to then scale internationally. The history of virtually every successful technology company started with early commercial wins in a sizable domestic market. We are fortunate that the United Kingdom is a strong domestic market, especially for entrepreneurs. We must make sure our startups, whether in space technology in Glasgow, cybersecurity in Belfast, digital health in Cardiff, artificial intelligence in Oxford, life sciences in Cambridge, the Internet of Things in Manchester, virtual reality in Liverpool, all have access to a strong, stable UK internal market with certainty of rules and regulations. I am therefore pleased to support this bill in your Lordship's House. Finally, my Lords, with your permission, I would like to thank my family, my parents, my wife, and my beautiful daughters for their long-standing love and support, and to you, my Lords, for giving me an opportunity to participate in this important second reading.
Anna.
I'm delighted to follow my noble friend Lord Sarfraz and congratulate him on his excellent speech, and also congratulate Baroness Hayman of Ulloch too. As he rightly said, maiden speeches are meant to be uncontroversial. This contribution was in no way controversial. In fact, the contribution was deeply encouraging and seriously important for the House as a whole. It was the Governor of Punjab, amongst many political and business leaders in Pakistan, who paid tribute to Lord Sarfraz on his elevation, saying, "Ahmad Sarfraz has helped build the bright image of Pakistan in the international community." And to quote, he said, "You made Pakistan and British Pakistanis proud." At such a young age, Lord Sarfraz brings enormous experience as an entrepreneur and a venture capital investor. He's also initiated many social projects, including training thousands of smallholder farmers in the Punjab, and supported many charitable endeavours, including horse riding therapy for children with special needs. I have no doubt that Lord Sarfraz will make many important contributions going forward. And from a proud British Jew to a proud British Muslim, I look forward to continuing to work closely with my noble friend for the benefit of British society from within our House of Lords. My Lords, Lord Sarfraz made a strong point about the need to have access to a strong and stable internal market with certainty of rules and regulations. I noted that the Scottish Government called this bill a power grab. On that point, the goods and services sold in a part of the UK must be available for sale in the rest of the country. The Scottish Government said it would effectively be limiting standards across the country to the lowest of the four nations. I just cannot understand their pessimism. As for power grab, it was no surprise that MSPs voted 90 to 28 to reject a legislative consent motion. It is clear that the SNP would really like to hand back powers to the EU and or keep most of them for themselves as an independent country. My Lords, I joined the Conservative and Unionist Party and I support this bill's intention to maintain high standards across the whole of the UK. My Lords, I too, like my Lord here, I'm not a lawyer, nor are most of the people in our country. And they want clarity. My Lords, I was a reluctant Remainer back in 2016. I am now not one today. I am neither reluctant nor a Remainer. Permit me to put these last few words simply. The sort of words that would be uttered in a pub if we could get to one. We were a member of a club of 28, where throughout there was a rocky relationship. We voted to leave and tried to negotiate a mutual and sensible exit in good faith. But it seems that the good faith has not been reciprocated. There is still time for the EU to act in good faith, and there would be no need to break any laws at all. But ultimately, my Lords, we can create our own rules for our own club, the club of the United Kingdom.